besties, welcome back to the channel. This is So with Somi. On today's tutorial, I'll be showing you how I made this simple alternate short gown. The one in the middle is the one I made, and the one on the side is the inspiration. So if you want to know how I achieved this, do not skip any part of this video, and do not forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. So for this tutorial, I've marked out my starting line. We are drafting on the pattern paper. So from the starting line, I'm going to come down 9 inches for my chest line, 16 for my waist. My hip point is 24, and the full length of my gown is 36 inches, but I made it 38 because of the folding allowance. So I'm just marking the same thing here. So we're drafting out a basic bodice. So after that, I'll just roll out all the lines. So this is the hip line, the waistline, and my chest line. On the starting line, which is serving as my shoulder line, I'll divide my round shoulder by 2, which is 15 divided by 2 give you 7.5. I mark the same to 7.5 on the chest line, and I'll connect the 2 points together. Now for the neck width, I made use of a neck width of 3 inches. So now for the neck depth, I used 1 inch for the back neckline and 3 inches for the front neckline. So I'll use the dotting method. So I always like to use this dotting method in case if you don't have a curve ruler, so you will know that you can still use your free hand to curve out your neckline. So after dotting, then you connect the dots together. So we are done. On the armhole side, I'll come down 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'll connect it to the neck width. So I'll measure what I have left on the armhole, and what I have there is 8 inches. Half of 8 is 4. On that point, I came in by half an inch. On the chest line, I'll divide my round bust by 4, which is 36 divided by 4 give you 9. I'll mark. So I'll connect the 3 points together to cover up my armhole. So I'm not adding my stitching allowance here. I'll add it when cutting on the fabric. So now on the waistline, I'll divide my round this by 4. I'll mark. So I'll connect from the chest line to the waistline. So after that, I'll come to the hip line. I'll divide my round hip by 4, which is 40 divided by 4 will give you 10. I mark that. I'll connect from the waistline to the hip line. So whatever measurement I have on the hip line, I will take it all the way down to the full length. So I'm sorry that did not show. So I have 10 inches on the hip line. I'll mark the same 10 inches on the full length of the gown. So for my stitching allowance, while cutting on the fabric, I'll be adding 1 inch stitching allowance to the fabric. So after that, this is all we have. Now coming back to the neckline, from the neck width, remember this is an outer neck, I'll come down by 1 inch. So from the neck width, I came down by 1 inch. I don't want my outer neck to be tight, so you can come down more than 1 inch, but mine I came down 1 inch. So on that point now, I'll connect it back to the armhole. So just watch carefully what I'm doing. I'll connect it back to the armhole this way. So do you see what I have? So I'll take it again. From neck width, I came down 1 inches and I connected it back to the armhole. From the neck width, I came down 1 inch. I connected it back to the armhole. I don't want it to be too tight on my neckline. So the next thing we're going to do now is to cut out. So cut out the back neckline first, then the arm. So cut out the armhole and the side. So guys, if you have watched up to this point, before we head back to the video, please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up. And you can leave your question on the comment section. So after cutting out, I'll be using this now to cut out all my fabric and bring it back to show you. So here I've cut out my back piece, and as you can see, the back does not have a zip. So for it to be easier for us to wear it easily, all we have to do now is to slit the back neckline. This way we can be able to wear it easily, since it does not have a zip at the back. But if you want to make use of a zipper, that is fine. So but I didn't want to make use of a zip, so that is why I decided to open it up at the back piece. So I opened it up around 4 inches, but you can open it up to 5 inches, 6 inches, depending on your preference. So after opening it, this is what the back is going to look like. So now this is for the facing. So this is a piece of fabric I'll be using for the facing. So I'll put it into two this way. I'll get my back piece. So I'll just arrange it and I'll place it on the facing this way. Then I'll pin it down. The next thing is just to trim off what I have on the shoulder line there. Then cut out the length of my facing. And I'll slash open the center back just like I did for the main piece. So I'll take it off, then cut out. So this piece now is what I'll be using for my facing. So if I open it up this way, I'll place it right side facing each other like this, and I'll go stitch it down on the fabric. So after stitching it down, I'll hem the armhole with a bias. So I'll just pin it down. Now get to the front piece. So for the front, we're going to be doing the same thing. We'll be using a bias to hem the armhole. So I'll do that and I'll bring it back to show you. So after hemming the armhole, this is what the front neckline looks like. So I'm done hemming the armhole of the front with a bias. So this is what the wrong side looks like, and this is the right side of the front piece. Now I'm going to get the back. I'm done top stitching with a facing, so this is what the wrong side looks like, and I've equally hemmed the armhole of the back as well. Now I'll place them right side facing each other this way. So we're going to close the sides now. But before we do, remember that this gown has a belt. So I have a tiny piece of belt here, and the length I have is 13 inches. So I'll get one piece of the belt. I'll place it on my waistline. So I'll place it on my waistline. I'll close it this way, right side facing each other. So arrange it very well. So after arranging it, now I'll take it to the machine. I'll be stitching with the 1 inch stitching allowance I added earlier. So I'll do the same for the other side. So I'll stitch it down and I'll bring it back to show you. So after stitching it down, this is what we have. It is coming together already. The next thing we're going to do now is to take the measurement on the neckline. So I'll measure the front neckline first. So after measuring the front neckline, I'll equally measure the back neckline. So I got total measurement I got for the all of them was 16 inches. So after that, I added 1 inch to that, making it 17 inches. So here I've cut out my fabric. I have a length of 16 inches here. So remember that I have folded the side, I've closed the sides, the two ends are closed, and I've folded in half an inch on both sides. So the length I have here is just 1 inch. So what I'll do now is I'll fold the two front piece together. I've notched it already. So and for the band, I've already notched the center line. So now I'll put the front piece, the front neckline in. First of all, this way I'll put it in. So I'll put it in and I'll pin it down. So just watch carefully what I'm doing. So make sure that the two center notches are meeting each other. Then you pin down. So I'll pin the front piece. Now I'm going to get the back. I'll turn it this way and I'll place it. So you see the way I'm turning it. So turn it and I'll place it from the edge this way. And I'll equally pin it down. So do you see how it's looking as if I've stitched it already? So I'll do the same for the other side. I'll flip it this way and I'll attach it to the band, and I'll use my pins to hold it down. So guys, do you see how it looks as if I have attached it, but we have not even attached it? So the next thing I'll do is I'll take it to the machine now, and I'll be top stitching on it. So if you do yours correctly, it will come out like this. So I'll do that and bring it back to show you. So after top stitching, this is how everything comes out looking. So do you see how neat the inside looks on the outside? So guys, this is us coming to the end of this tutorial. So thank you guys so much for watching up to this point. Do not forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and on your post notifications so you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. And that will be all for this tutorial. I will see you on my next video. Bye guys.